Take a look at the whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa. Watch her ability to roll. When she hits the ground, nice roll.
Yeah, welcome back with another banger. Hit that like, sub it up, don't react, bounce. Hit that like, sub it up, don't react, bounce. Y'all feel me? Let's run it.
Why is this picture in the Epstein files? Michael Jackson was innocent. This is actually some dirty work. So the internet found the original picture. It's actually on Getty Images, the website itself, and just read this description. Michael Jackson, his children, Michael Joseph Jackson Jr. and Paris Michael Catherine Jackson, are photographed with President Bill Clinton, Diana Ross, and her son Evan Ross in Washington, D.C. on December 19th, 2003. It was his own damn kid, so why are they making it seem like he was part of the Epstein files and they had to redact these children who were maybe allegedly victims? And shout out to Jessica at J Bunzy. She posted the same thing, and Michael Jackson's ex-alleged security guard commented on it and said, "I was his bodyguard when the picture with Epstein would have been taken. We were just viewing houses as Michael wanted to live on Palm Beach so he can be close with his friend Barry Gibb. A real estate agent set up the viewings over the course of the week. We never even knew who Epstein was. He wasn't even famous then. He, like the other house owners we viewed that week, wanted a picture with Michael. I was there with another bodyguard and Michael's then doctor. That's it in 2003. And that date matches with the Getty Images description. Epstein's house was for sale, so it was one of many lined up to view. Michael never had a clue who he was or the property owners we met. Michael would have always been polite to everyone he meets. It was making big news at the time. We looked at the houses on Palm Beach, so I'm surprised the truth isn't being told. Michael was recording daily with Barry Gibb back then. This was in 2003. Thanks for fighting for the truth." So breaking news, context matters, and I know a lot of people didn't trust this because the majority is redacted, but now here's another reason to question everything.
That sure enough is a reason to question everything. Shout out to You Won't Believe Me Official. That is some dirty work right there. Yeah, they need to let the king rest in peace.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Anybody else catch this news clip of what they did at the Turning Point USA event? Recreating the tent that Charlie Kirk was assassinated in?
You can see from behind me, this is a recreation of the tent where Charlie Kirk lost his life at Utah University in September, and people are taking selfies with it.
So at first I thought maybe that clip was AI, or maybe the news reporter got it wrong, but people also confirmed that Turning Point USA installs a replica of the tent where Charlie Kirk was killed for an annual convention. So I thought maybe it was just me, maybe this is just strange to me personally. But as I was reading the comments, this is despicable. Whose idea was this? Tell me this isn't real. I thought the exact same thing. Then I read another article that quoted conservative commentators who said things like, "This is disgusting and satanic." Others calling it morbid and dark and what is going on in this organization. Consensus online feels like Turning Point USA used this photo booth opportunity as like an exploitative circus. It's not sitting right with a lot of people, including myself.
I feel it's cringeworthy and it's disgusting. Shout out to Shannon Hill News. It's like they turn it into a circus, you know? The whole situation. If I was there, I would go nowhere near that tent.
I'm sorry, but in what world is this normal? I've seen many videos on this, and in not one video is the mistakenly obvious problem addressed. I mean, this is gonna back right up into the cloud, never to be seen again until the next thing comes out. We'll look at the meters in 1 second, but if you have not seen it.
You have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that...
In what grammatical context would that suffice? I mean, when you have slip-ups, they're generally close to the word that you want to use. So what does this mean? Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but when she said it, like, her face lit up.
Models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president.
Look, say what you want, say it's a reach, whatever. That's extraordinarily weird. And you know, with Nicki Minaj, I do like what she's been saying and staying up for the persecution of Christians around the world. Neither am I a gatekeeper to heaven or someone's actions or intent. But completely unrelated, is there something obnoxiously in front of us that we don't know that other people might know?
What a slip up. Sounds like Nicki might be coming out with a gospel album. Shout outs to the Real Moon Henry. That slip up wasn't the first that happened over the weekend either.
Or does anybody else find this suspicious where a homeless man catches the MIT/Brown University shooter? Because I do. Yes, you heard that right. So not only this homeless man finds the killer in a bathroom because he said he looked suspicious, not wearing the right clothes for the weather, but he posts this on Reddit. Now, what homeless guy is playing a super sleuth where he jeopardizes his own livelihood getting caught, possibly getting kicked out by chasing this guy? Which could be plausible, being that he's homeless and there's a $50,000 reward that they're offering to catch the killer, but it just seems coincidental. Now, after the cat and mouse game that they said that they played allegedly, it led to the arrest of this guy, the alleged shooter, Claudio Manuel Valente. So not only he went to Brown University, shot at the school, unalived 2 students, but went 50 minutes down the road to unalive the MIT professor. And they said, and I quote, he screamed Allah Akbar before he opened fire. But how is that when he's a Portugal national? And there's a connection here because Nuno Loureiro, who was an MIT professor who was unalived by this guy, they went to school together in Portugal. And not to mention, he had a major breakthrough in the nuclear fusion world, something called magnetic reconnection, which harnesses the power of the sun, cutting down years of research, bringing us closer to free energy. Now, from that tip from the homeless guy, they said they tracked him down. They found him in a storage unit, unalived. They said it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, so there's that. Now, right after this happens, Trump Media does a merger deal with TAE Technologies for a nuclear fusion deal worth $6 billion. Very interesting. And lastly, in a tinfoil hat turn, remember that character Biff, who's based on Trump? Yeah, he had a company called Biff Co., where he had nuclear power plants. And all on the same day where they announced this deal, legendary NASCAR driver Greg Biffle dies in a plane crash. And his nickname? The Biff. We live in a simulation. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
There's a lot of questions regarding this situation right here. Shout out to Maverick Approach, bringing lots of clarification to the matter. This whole situation is real sus.
In order to exit the simulation, we have to understand how the simulation even works. What is a red herring? A red herring is information that distracts or misleads collective focus. And what is the #1 red herring we see these days? Drama. Drama is the perfect red herring because it pulls on the divisive strands in our subconscious mind.
Someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton. Remember this? And did she go to jail? No, because it was good drama. We should just go outside and pet a rabbit, little honey muffin. Enough of this drama. This is how the red herring works. Information assault. It makes everything around the truth appear obscure, confusing, creating so many angles of mystery that the actual truth remains hidden in plain sight. Look at the word browbeat. It's an actual word, I'm not making it up. Browbeat means to intimidate someone by drowning them in too many facts, using information incursion as a way to overwhelm listeners or seekers of truth, providing 200 rabbit holes when this entire time you only needed 1 rabbit hole, honey butter. And what is the 1 rabbit hole? The 1 rabbit hole is you are a multidimensional being that has been repeatedly traumatized and manipulated into thinking you have absolutely no power. Let me know your thoughts below, little angel. Bye, brow butter.
She making some good points right there. Shout out to Mary is Alien, the red herring. I don't know, what she just said really resonated. It makes a lot of sense.
Been down here for 72 hours, and every clue points to the same truth. Liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing keeps this investigation alive. Thank you for watching the React Files.
Hey, y'all seen this thing pop up in Mexico, y'all? What is that? Look at this. Look what they caught in Mexico.
Bro, y'all, these people were outside looking at the sunset, and then they looked up and they see this thing, man. Everybody been seeing eyes in the sky. Look at, man, I had to slow this thing down to give you guys a closer look to see what I'm looking at, because I see so many things, y'all. First of all, is that an eye in the middle? Like, we've been seeing a lot of eyes lately, y'all. Look at that. It looks like a wheel, a rim. Y'all see that, y'all? Remember, in the Bible it says God is the Ezekiel wheel. It looks like a wheel. And to me, that looks like a wheel, looks like a rim, y'all. Look at this. This is exactly what it looks like with just a little bit of editing, y'all. Y'all see that? Like the cosmos. It's like the cosmic wheel. Wow, this is amazing, bro. Do y'all remember in Dragon Ball Z where they had to go fight the other universes in this different type of platform? It looks just like that, doesn't it, y'all, right? I'm telling y'all, man, these movies, these animes, they be telling us. It even looks like a variation of Kami's Lookout. So that begs the question, is this what 3-Eye Atlas is? Is this what it is, y'all? Like, is Project Bluebeam? Because look at that. It looks like some type of plasmoid, doesn't it, right? Like it's generating its own type of field. Look at that. It's crazy.
Ya se ve a simple vista 3 y Atlas.
Mira, eso no está bien. Es la nave espacial, la 3 y Atlas, estoy seguro que se ve.
Y'all see the sky? Look at that. It even looks like the moon a little bit too. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's get it, y'all. Peace in.
It does look like the moon a little bit, but I'm sure it's a hologram. Shout out to Conscious Juice.
Before the moon landings were even staged, NASA and the CIA 3 astronauts. This was Apollo 1, where 3 astronauts would be strapped down to a rocket and burned alive without ever even taking liftoff. The commander of that mission was Gus Grissom, a man whose family believes his death wasn't an accident, but a conspiracy. Now, according to his wife, after receiving several death threats, he told her, if there was ever a serious accident to ever happen within the space program, it would likely be me. Now, why was that? Because he was openly criticizing NASA on their ability to put men on the moon. He didn't think it was going to happen. Being frustrated, Gus went to the media to hold an unauthorized press conference. He not only exposed all the failures of the program, but shared his confusion on how NASA could promise reaching the moon in 2 years when he believed it was at least a decade away. And you know, 50 plus years later, and we still haven't been quote unquote back because we never went. Anyways, in that press conference, Grissom hangs up a lemon in front of the rocket to let NASA and all the news cameras see exactly what he thought of the Apollo program. A lemon. A piece of junk. Now guess what happens 5 days later? Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee are burned alive in their command module. They'd be sent on a completely unnecessary and dangerous test where they'd be strapped down and locked into a 100% oxygen chamber, incinerating them in seconds. Moments before the fire, we have video footage showing Grissom frustrated again, unable to reach launch control through a wired intercom, with one of his last words being,
"Hey, how are we gonna get the moon? We can't talk between 3 buildings."
And the official reason for the fire, which was concluded just a week after the incident, faulty wiring. Right. These men were burned alive so bad that their suits fused to the cabin floor, and it took them an hour and a half to detach them. Now what's interesting is Gus had told his wife he'd seen the CIA on the launch pad for the first time the day before the fire. After his death, CIA raided his home, seized all his personal documents, including a report he planned to give to his senator. Both of Grissom's sons, along with his wife, believe his death was no accident, but an intentional hit by the CIA. So let's recap. Grissom humiliates NASA, calls the rocket a lemon, receives death threats. CIA is seen on the launch pad for the first time the day before the incident. Then the men are burned alive in a sealed oxygen chamber for a test. It becomes obvious this was a cover-up. These men didn't die by trying to reach the moon. They were silenced because they would have exposed it.
Shout outs to Electric Bean. I never heard of this story. Apollo 1. Sounds like some dirty work right there. Called it a lemon. I think once he called that unauthorized press conference, time was ticking.
Major cities around the entire world are now canceling their New Year's Eve celebrations, and it all traces back to something that the FBI just stopped in Los Angeles. So this obviously sounds unreal, but just days before New Year's Eve, the FBI has now arrested 4 people in Southern California who were allegedly planning a coordinated bomb attack set to go off right at midnight. Multiple locations, multiple devices, all timed for New Year's Eve. According to the federal prosecutors, this was not a vague threat. They say that the group had explosive material materials, they had testing components, and was actively planning attacks whenever they were stopped. The FBI has actually confirmed this publicly, but most people have no idea that this is even happening. After news of the arrest broke, cities around the world started reacting to it. Paris canceled their massive New Year's Eve celebrations, Tokyo has now shut down their famous countdown events, and Belgrade has also canceled all organized festivities for New Year's Eve too, and this is not because of known threats in these cities, it's because of a heightened global security concern. Officials are not saying that these events are directly connected, but they are saying that the risk of huge crowds right now is way too high. Even Times Square in New York City is still happening, but it's going to be under extreme security. An alleged New Year's Eve attack has now been stopped in the US, and now entire countries are rethinking how they bring in the new year.
Whether it's BS or not, I wouldn't take the chance. Shout out to Nick Jackson.
Somebody screams.
See? This that bullshit, y'all. Y'all know what they say. Follow the animals. When something's going on, they gonna let you know. Because they obviously know before we do. And when it came to these crows, they was letting people know in San Francisco that this blackout was not normal, fool. Now, like I said before, the reports were saying this happened from a substation fire. But a substation fire make the crows do this? Look at this video. They going crazy, fool. So per reports, this is right before the blackout hit. So if that was before the blackout hit, did they know it was coming? Like, could they feel the power grid finna go out? I'm confused. Somebody let me know down below in the comments. They said substation fire, but I don't know. And I know y'all seen the videos of the Waymo car stuck. Like, them Jones just shut down, fool. Imagine you in that jump and you going like 30, 40 miles an hour, and that jump, the brakes just couldn't work no more because the whole shit shut down. And then you slam into a wall.
It would be crazy if something like that happened. Shout out to Zay Reacts. That's a great question. Did the crows know something was about to go down? Because that right there looked ominous.
That's totally different. I've never in my life seen a rainbow like that, ever. Look at that. Where are the angels?
Today, we are at a Chinese Walmart. Let's see what they got inside. It's so eerie. It's like I've been transported to America, but not really. Oh, there's one thing that we have to see. The price of eggs. It's like everything is the same layout, but then everything is labeled in Chinese. So let's check the prices. A bottle, that's about $2 US. This might be bigger than American Walmarts. However, what you don't usually see is chicken feet for $2. Yeah, look at that. 1.2 kg of bananas, 84 cents. 900 grams of tomatoes, $1.30. You can get a whole chicken with the head for $1.70. Brother. To be honest, I don't even know what this is. You just get stacks of... Here's a good test. A can of Coke is $2.70. That's about 38 cents. 2 liters of Coke, 92 cents. All of this bacon, $2.80. We've even got a 75-inch TV for around $700. A double-door refrigerator for $690. A washing machine for $130. In China. I don't know if this is a good deal or not, but that's $10 for 66 Pampers. Okay, we found eggs. We have 30 eggs for $3.26. Wild. You put nothing in except your goddamn bottle. And that is what Walmart was like in China.
In some places, a dozen eggs is going for like $7. 30 for 3? Yo, you can't beat that. Shout outs to China. Shout outs to Dylan Page, letting us know, yo, things is cheaper on the other side, especially the bacon.
I don't know the exact details, but I guess Timmy was gonna go to shit. I'm gonna call 911.
Yeah.
I broke Jake's jaw.
His teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well. But I told him what was going to happen, but it just took 6 rounds to do that.
People will criticise you for going 6 rounds with Jake Paul. How do you feel about that?
I deserve it.
Why? Come on.
Because, like, we're elite fighters. Like, so I put myself in the shoes of a coach. If I was coaching Anthony Joshua and he went 6 rounds with Jake Paul, I would get him back in the gym tomorrow, give him a bit of a beating, and we're getting straight back to work, because I'll be like, how are you letting this kid take you 6 rounds? Are you crazy? In boxing, there's a time when you systematically break someone down and you see their soul leaving their body. And after a period of time, 2 things start to happen to them. Either they give up or they get knocked out. And there was a bit of a mix. I said to myself, I'm not going to knock you out. I am going to systematically punish you round after round. And like I wanted it to be slow and methodical. I swear, give me a drop down now. And I just kept on hitting him. Sorry, go.
Right, you hit me as much.
I hit you for everyone in England. I was hitting him. I kept on hitting him, and I could see I had that mentality where I was like, do you remember in the press conference I said he's Iverson and I'm Jordan? And I was like, I'm gonna just keep breaking him down, because he was elusive. He was moving well.
He's in the Epstein files, man. And that's the reason that we're not getting them. Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were thick as thieves. And Donald Trump has tried to pass this off as being what Palm Beach was in the 90s. I've seen enough evidence of Donald Trump and his teen modeling agencies, and what he said on Howard Stern about how he would go into the back of these Miss Teen USA pageants, walk up to the girls naked. They were talking about girls when he's talking about doing that.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready, and I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clue, and you see these incredible looking women, and so I sort of get away with it.
Michael Wolff says that the justification in Trump's mind was they were models. 14, 15 years old. They weren't young women. 14-year-olds, kids, entire networks that they developed. We have a president that has been credibly accused by over 12 women, if not more, of assault. And he won't release him. Why? Out of the kindness of his heart for the people that may get hurt?
The fear that I have for myself, that I need you to protect me from, is co-option. My voice has become more powerful than I intended it to be. And I cannot let these niggas do me like Charlie Kirk, or even worse than that. What if these niggas trip me up somehow, co-opt me, and then make me say the things that they want me to say? Well, we can't have that. So, just in case, we need a code. It's gotta be something that I can say, so that if I say it, you know that these niggas got me. And don't listen to nothing that I say after I say those words. But don't tell anybody what it is, but it's gotta be something that, you know what I mean, that I would never say. Oh, I know what the code is. The code word is, I stand with Israel. Thank you very much, and good night.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Shout out to all the reactors. Thanks again. Till next time.